The following is a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 1. In some countries, your left lane is your fast lane. In some other countries, the right lane is the fast lane. But picture yourself around the Autobahn in Germany, where you take it as fast as you want. You push it to the limit and go wherever the horses run. Well, saddle up tonight because it's going to be a speed demon show. Last on the brakes or first on the throttle. Wherever you puncture or wherever you picture, something's got to give. Let's start with the man, the myth, the legend, the speed demon himself. You take care of Ghost in less than 9 minutes. That's saying something. Especially on a stream. Well, that's where we're at tonight. Myth's had an insane run to get here. Taking care of business against the speed demons. But Logan's had a little bit different path. A little bit more of an interesting one, especially against Lane. After a crazy game against Lane, where a power play, ironically, was glitched by the bot, he found a way to keep composure and now sets himself up for his second straight S16. Something's got to give, though. He knows he's against the speed demon. So saddle up, buckle up, fasten that seatbelt. Because, boys, it's time for takeoff, and I'm not just talking in the air. It's drag strip style. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Myth vs. Logan. This may be the longest part of the stream because it's about to go fast and furious, my friends, in a couple minutes. But how do we get here? Well, there's only 2 games today. This is the first one, Myth and Logan, the old blue skipper at 3 in the Mustang region. And then, is there any bigger game than Caesar Monkey? The juices are going to be flowing in that one. That is going to be a crack show. Buckle up as well on that one for other reasons, which we'll get to about an hour and a half here. Less than an hour and a half now at 8:30. Well, how do we get here in the pod? Great wins for, like I said, Logan, Myth against Ghost, and Lane Sanders, respectively. But the shocker, maybe a little bit of a shocker, Peter Anjak again swept by Vapor. Vapor onto the E8. It's been a hot second since Vapor's been there. He'll be making, I believe, his 38 of his career. As for Logan and Myth, they know what they got to do tonight. Winner gets Vapor. This means because Vapor's the 5 seed, Vapor will control the region. Hard to believe that's where we're at, but he's now control of the region and ready to rock and roll in the Endurance 8. That's it for that. Let's go to the pregame, and down to the scene we go. Logan and Myth are both in the VC. Obviously, Logan will, of course, answer first a little bit later, but joining me in the booth, my main brother, JT. Jay, good to have you back in the booth, my friend. You've seen a lot of games of Speed, Demon, Fast, and Uno, but this is probably the fastest one you'll see tonight. We know Myth loves to push the pace. We know he loves 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And don't even get me started on his Speed Demon and just Speed Demon style in general. It's the Echo Chamber. Logan's going to have to find ways to stop this. How do you try to stop this style? It's so quick, especially since Myth has been used to it with quick opponents, such as Ghost in the last round, and really just taking care of business in general against fast opponents all season.
Well, of course, KT. Happy to rejoin you here in the commentary booth for another Classic Uno match up here in the Final Four from Mustang. But yeah, I mean, Myth, that's his, regular reputation, just to keep up the pace, pedal down, don't let off, and he's been able to score some big wins over the course of his career in that style. And Logan, I mean, he did get that major win over Lane to really elevate his, confidence and his ego coming into this. But yeah, he may have to step out of his comfort zone to combat Myth in a way. Might have to, find any certain way to throw him off. I'm not quite sure I have seen Myth play before personally, so it'll be a pretty interesting not just how Logan negotiates it, but me just watching all the action from up here in the booth, just watching what everything's going on. But it should be sweet, and looking forward to seeing plenty of speed.
Speed Demons last in the breaks for sure. It's going to be a good one, Jay. Appreciate that. Let's go to our two players tonight. We're going to start it off with Logan. Logan, let's forget about what happened in that Game 6 against Lane. You've had a pretty good run. Not many players can say this year they've been to 2 Sweet 16s, let alone really just getting the experience in these later rounds. Sure, you didn't get the first one right against Ashley getting swept, but now you got a chance to play Myth. Myth, we know what he can do. 5-9, really effective. How do you try to slow him down, if at all? Because we know what he's ready to do tonight. How are you going to try to slow him down? Really, that's the million-dollar question we've all been trying to ask here in this tournament so far. Myth, it's pretty simple, man. I'm not going to ask you how to speed it up, because if I ask you to speed it up, I am probably going to need to call 911 and bring the stretcher for the boss. I'm shot if you do that. So anyway, I'll ask you a different question. Listen, you've been here. You're a veteran of this league, right? You've always talked about the success rate. We know who's on the other side. In a sense, you took care of business against Vape Show last year. We know you're a speed demon and all that, but I want to know when the speed gets a little slow, when someone does have that advantage where you're over a 20-man series, how do you try to be more composed, especially when you get put in that uncomfortable situation, if you do get put in an uncomfortable situation tonight, where you get actually slowed down instead of sped up? Let me know.
So a way of handling that is just like make sure the opponent's slow down as well, because if an opponent is slowed down as well, and if I'm not in a position to win, if I'm like holding the opponent back, that is a win for me because that can position myself better throughout the game.
Appreciate that, Myth. Thank you for that insight, buddy. And I mean, I'm honestly one with the speed game after facing the Marathon Man, the 64. I found myself finding the quick game to be desirable, but I'm also not afraid to take my time, playing them out. I'm going to play this game at my pace, and because I want to get this experience. I mean, back-to-back Sweet Teens. Yeah, I think that's what's going to be key, Jay. It's going to be about that ebb and flow of, is there a chance for Logan to maybe slow down Myth? But it's going to be an uphill climb, I think, for both, because if they both want to play the Speed Demons, we are going to have to really be on the ball here. Not only commentating this game, but just trying to find maybe a question or two. So here we go. Let's get into it, buddy. All right, Myth. It's your call.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it's going to be a quick one. So let's see how this one goes. Myth, I'm pretty sure I know where we're headed, but let's just ask for formality's sakes. What are we doing for game one, my friend?
All
Coach has got it ready.
7 cards.
Yep, Coach, put it in there.
Yep, doing the classic.
Coach puts it in. The 7-card OG. Buckle up, folks, because this is about to get real rowdy real fast. 0 to 60 and refs. REFS. You're good. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Just refs it up. You're good. 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. It's going to be a good one. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that comeback. All right, Jay. Here we go.
Here, let's get this started.
Yeah, it's going to be, like I said, NHRA, man. It's going to be quick. And oh, man. Already the Zach from Bowtie. Here comes Myth. Double play already into Ancient
nice
Allen.
Double.
Yeah, nice double. We go down to Pier. Mid draws early. Let's see if Logan can run.
Oh, Myth has to pump the brakes right there as Logan keeps on going.
Top deck City, so it feels up a little bit in the tank. Here comes Logan. He'll draw now. Does Myth have a switch over from the red 6? Yep, called it into Vapor.
He sure did.
That's the opponent for next round. Here comes Myth. Is it already striking distance? No, he draws. He pumps it again. So does Logan. We're in the draw city early. What will the top decks be?
That's right. We're pumping the brakes, backing it up a little bit, but it looks like they did find a little bit of top deck right there.
Oh my goodness.
Man, another aggressive switch.
Yeah, there's the draw from Logan. Here comes Myth. Let's see. Like I said, it's always the red zone when it's the mid zone.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Sure, you want to come in there and give me a little helping hand of I just gotta. I can't believe this, man. We're picking up where we left. This is crazy.
Wow, just a minute 6 over and quick.
I mean, this is a short stream, folks. Myth, I don't got no question, man. I mean, what is there to add? Did you top deck +4? I don't really got much. I'm isolated. What do you got? Give me a player insight here. Myth, I don't got much.
All right. I just have the cards I need, and when I drew the cards, like the cards were able to like connect over. I don't know. Yeah, pretty much it's just numbers and colors I was able to switch over, and the +4 I had from the start.
Okay, so a little bit of some top deck saving. Logan, I don't think there's much you could have done there, unless I'm mistaken, man. Just a case of, I guess, would you have been a less? I really can't even say that because most of the time he made the switches. You just kind of got controlled. I don't really know, Jay. There's not much you can really say. It's just a classic case of 1 minute. Welcome to Myth Uno. I don't know.
Oh no, like I mean, even though he did have to draw back, a couple times, he still, had this, plan A from the get-go from what I saw.
All right, well,
this is the kind of game where we say, next game.
Yeah, next game. I can't drag this out anymore. They've already filled the air. All right, Myth, game 2. What do we got, buddy? We're going 6, 8? What do we think?
I'm gonna go for 8.
Called it. Okay. Coach, put an 8. Here we go. Yep, crazy 8's in the building. Let's see how fast this one goes. Here we go. We're started up with. There you are, Jay.
Yeah, good opportunity to be number 1 in the card starts, but Myth does a double right here, going to lane down into a nom by Logan.
Yep, and then nom. Let's see what Myth will run. Heater already.
Well, already delivering some hot action.
Let's see what it'll be for Myth now. Gotta think, red zone any moment. He'll play it cool here.
Yep, 0 up to 2. Logan, he's got a chance here to answer this.
Well, Logan
come back from a 2-card deficit.
He's taking his time here, looking to maybe make a move.
I'm not really getting off not really taking off on the Christmas tree, unless he may be looking to do a quick double or triple, making a connector play.
JT thinks there could be a connector play.
Hello, read. What a read, dude. Man, 2 blitzers in a row for this series. This is phenomenal stuff.
This is this is something. Wow, I mean, Myth, I guess I'll ask you, man. Did you have something cooked on that red finish?
Nothing too much. I was just hoping to run on the reds and then using a +4 at the end to finish it off with a green 3.
All right, thank you. Let's move on to the next game. I guess that's how it's gonna be.
Yeah, sure. Good call with me.
Yeah, let's keep it running. All right. Yeah, I'm kind of in shock too, Coach. I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's go to the game 3. I'm out of list for words here. We'll go to Logan. Your call, buddy. No wait. What do you got? I don't got much. All right, we'll see if. Well, I shouldn't say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. Maybe we'll get some over 2 minutes. All right, we'll go 14 cards here. Here we go.
Oh, way up to 14. So this is the total opposite of where we've been.
We'll see, Jay. We'll see. Listen, you can never count these guys out. We ready? Let's do it, Coach. Fire it in. Let's ref it up. Green 1. Where are you? Here we go. A little bit. We'll see. Into Vapor, who will play next. Now here comes Myth. He'll go back to Arya. Ices at Arya off the start. Green 7 will go into the Yepez 7. Now, Jay, a little bit slower on the pace here, but that's natural with the 14. You got to think. And there's the switch.
Yeah, I'm predicting, 2 or 3 minutes, like probably around there. I mean, if we're going to be consistent, it's just going to take us a little bit longer to get to the same destination. We're going to get there, though. I mean, Myth for sure will find a way. But how about this for Logan? Wow.
Quintuple play, it appears right there. Yeah. Or is that no? Wait a minute. Yeah, quintuple. Yeah.
Yep, that's Quinty.
Oh, back to red with the ISO.
Oh.
Logan gets the yellow heat checker, though.
He's still got the answer. Excellent stuff. Him having something up his sleeve to answer to Myth.
Called it. How about the wild pushback?
How about Mid taking the advantage of this large card start? I mean, making great use of these wilds, but now Logan, he's kind of stuck now.
Well, Logan, I mean, he's probably contemplating. Yeah, I was going to be probably contemplating if he did have some saving it, and Myth will go 0. He's going to try to go for number of fish. He's got to hope the right number lands. Let's see. Myth, great. You got to respect that wild flush. And there's a ditto and a DJ, double DJ, another one. Myth looking to load up here on these reds so far. Great ISO flush on the wilds. Here he comes loading. What does he got? Quad play. How about that? Toasty H. Lara into Brian. That's the Shocks logo. He just shocked us right there in the system. Here comes Logan to respond back, though.
And he now has the lead.
Ooh, I was thinking about that.
I take that back.
Contemplating point. You got to think. I got to ask him that contemplation +4 because you wonder with the double ISO flush. Did he save that or did he go for it as we go back to red? Another ISO player to appear in Logan's ice. Here comes Myth again, favoring the red heavy. Oh, he goes a little cap style into green for a little triple play on the 4s. Smart says Logan. Here comes Myth looking to load and rock. Double play. Starting to get down to the close red zone. Logan into a yellow A into Camaro. JT are going back and forth to the switches now.
And just like that, we are all tied up, 5 apiece.
Yeah, 5 apiece. Here comes Myth with the +4 heater.
And Logan gets set back once again as Myth stings him.
Yep, with the huge sting in the building tonight. Does Logan have a chance to get back to yellow? He'll get +4. That's 3 out of 4.
Oh, wow. How insane is this? They're packing on the cards now against each other.
Packing a punch. Uno is fun. This is what you call an ammo explosion. We talked about take it to your limit on the Autobahn. That's what we're hearing tonight. Like I said, Jay, we out there somewhere in the fields of Germany right here. Here comes Myth with the Logan with a double. How does Myth respond? As Logan now in the red zone.
Logan's getting close. Yep, Myth still playing all right here. Down to dose. Logan is. Ooh.
Logan juice for a little bit. Now Myth with the green 0 switch, hoping that Logan doesn't top deck any greens. Does he have a topper? He does for now. Does Myth continue to run with it in the cap from Jenna? Now Myth taking a little bit of his... Ooh, wow. So he leaves it open, Jay. Interesting.
Yep, that's definitely a risk, but Logan does, close it out. So Myth thankfully doesn't have to pay the price.
No price paid, and now they're drawing back. And now this is where hard to believe we're going to say is a draw city. You never see this really ever in a mid-series. So first time for a mid, we got a nice little draw city. A little top decker right there.
Yep, just backing it up a little bit. Oh, he's going to take it a different direction into red.
Pulls the pin in the background. Logan to his own car. Here comes Myth.
Yeah. Yeah, good one.
Down to Zach. 1 down. Back to Logan. Double Logan. There's Myth again. He'll go 2 down. Goodbye. Oh! Myth with a little foreshadowing, maybe. We'll see. Okay, a little heat. Myth going with some. All right. We're going to yellow. We'll go to Brock to Acosta. Here comes Logan. Goes for the yellow 9. Myth looking for a possible finish. Is that the last +4 heater? +2, though.
Oh, okay. He's starting something.
Double play.
Into Stingray. Myth down to Una, but Logan's got one last chance.
Logan with a chance to respond. What does he got? Does he make the right call? Myth pretty clean on it. Let's see what will be here. 2 freshies in the back pocket. This is maybe the first chance to just take it.
Oh, why not? He says.
The red takes the risk. Is that the right risk, though? It is.
Wow, excellent use of wilds by Logan.
Does Myth get a topper? No, Logan for the chance. No, so he just was an ISO play.
No, but still, I respect that, though. I mean, even just getting him off that color, he knew he had that chance, and luck played into his favor there. I mean, even though they are drawing back now, I mean, Logan, that was a big brain move.
Big brain move, says JT, as we get a topper and a ghost. Does Myth go for the switch on the 1s?
Yep, there is the switch.
Yeah, the reads are still good in the Peter on Jack. There's them. Where does Myth go from here in the blues? He made the break. He pulled the pin. The question is, how big's that pin? Let's see. skip into his own card. He gets a double into Nam. One away to check. We're going to sign it. Here comes Logan. Any chance to respond? It has to be now. Does he have his number efficient play, though? Now plays a cool myth for the win.
Trying to seal it up.
That's a 2! Wow!
Number efficiency for the win for game 3.
Man. It went from the 3s to the 2s on that one. Thought about playing the 4. How about that? Oh, man. You know what? They'll risky, though, because you think double 4. That is something. We do have some questions for once, so I'm going to go to Myth right here. Myth, first question I want to ask, my friend. That back and forth +4 exchange where he threw one, you threw one back, then the wild exchange as well. Ultimately, you netted out to a pretty good net gain there, but then the green +2 draw. Was that just lightening a little bit of the ammo, banking on him giving you cards? Or in a case of many things, just trying to go a little cleaner in a sense to say, okay, I want to get rid of it and play this more efficient style to where I have less colors to work with and get Logan in a pinch. Talk to me through that one. That's crazy.
Well, so Logan was a bit close to the finish when I played that +2, so I want to like push him away from the finish and also like get a card I can work with more.
I got you. And then when you go through that wild flushing right there, talk to me about it. Did you just sense maybe that he had a +4 lurking, so you decided to cut that off right away? Was that a case of if you don't make that move, you felt in danger? Talk to me the art of that wild flush right there, because you let him burn it first, and you got it back in the end. That yellow-red combo.
I was like, how to make sure I had the right cards, and I wanted to have the direction on mine end because I'm like, I saw him play that well, so I like had to fight back because I knew that was gonna weaken him and benefit me.
I appreciate that, Myth, as always. Logan, I want to ask, when you were going through that wild flush, did you contemplate a +4 right there? Did you have one, just wanted to save it to start off with? Or did you get a little top deck or starting hand from that +4 and just playing for the save job? And unfortunately, Myth got you on that wild fly. We'll start with that question right there, see what you get. All right, so save it there, hold my breath. Okay, so that game, excluding that one number play, right? Good ISO on the red wild at the end there. It flip-flopped. Do you think it was a case of, did Myth speed you up where you couldn't go for more of an aggressive style earlier in the game? Because earlier in the game, he had it, right? Where you went a little aggressive in the wild, but then earlier in the game, he had pushed the pace slightly, right? Just going a little bit more aggressive on the skip reverse meta, right? Does that classic 4-bagger. You do have that one play where you get out on the quintuple, but other than that, he lets you burn it. Do you think you could have been a little more conservative, saving that quintuple as a more of a mentality game to where you would force it back? Or did you say, okay, you know what? Game 1 especially, he had ran the pace. I need to set the tone here in game 3 and say, that's mine. And go for that kill shot early just to get momentum. And Jay, right now, both have got a style playing quick. We know that. But in this game, there was some progressions and reads you had to go through to get to the finish, for sure. Thoughts on the evolution right there in this game 3, where there's no exact meta other than speed, but there is minor decisions such as number efficiency and when to go to that last progression on color that makes a difference.
Oh yeah, well said for sure. And like what I've been witnessing is, I mean, we saw, Myth, give Logan a little jab here, like maybe try and get into his head a bit and deliver some heat onto him, maybe throw him off balance. But Logan, I mean, even though he ultimately came up short, like he still, maintained his composure pretty well, in my opinion. So like he's not really showing any signs that like Myth is, getting into his head too much. He's, got his head on straight. He's still focused. So it looks like, I mean, he does have that win in game 2. He is sitting 2-1 right now, but I still probably think he's composed himself pretty well. Despite everything Myth has done, we'll see if game 4 maybe he might be on the upswing.
Well, it's fast and furious, Jay. Like I said, blink and you miss it. We're gonna find out right here. Coach is ready. Hey, Coach, how about you do the honors and ask Logan the question? How many cards? Go for it, man. We'll make up for it. Make up call right there. Go for it, buddy.
How many cards we locking, fellas?
Okay. Give me 12. Let's do it, baby.
Let's do 12.
12 cards. Here we go. Coach puts it in.
Let's get her going.
All right, Coach, with the introduction, and we're ready to go. Underway with the green. How about that on the Christmas tree? Green means go, Jay, and we're about to fly right here. Comes Logan with the first turn into the cap. Green, let's see how he goes for it. He goes to double up the Chomik to the 8.
Yep, green light indeed. As Logan's got that call there.
One of these days, Jay, maybe if these guys go quick enough, I'll go auctioneer mode. I'll showcase that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yellow 8, we'll go into Camaro. Here comes Logan looking to fire back. We'll go for a double Yoshi into Stefan. Now let's see how Myth responds, makes the switch. He draws early. That's interesting. So he drew after his initial switch. But Logan crossover back to green. Does Myth have the crossover in the sense that he had green saved out under? Let's see. Little crossover back. Let's see. Here comes Myth. Does he go for an explosive play? Plays it clean in the gun.
No, just keeps it simple. I mean, nothing wrong with that. I mean, still got lots of time left.
It's an oxymoron, right? A lot of time left, but with these guys, it can go in a second. Oh boy. There we go. Scoreboard flipper. Myth now up in possession with the Caesar and the Lara and the Radin back to Chomik. Juiced on the Chomik. Green 8s are gone. Here comes Myth. Does he get some number of fish? No. Draws out. Logan gets into half-off special, so we're juiced on Cap and Chomik, but that's the wrong number. Here comes Myth.
Oh, no.
The yellow 4 in the AB.
Yeah, now Logan's got the advantage. I mean, he's been looking to be in this position for a while.
The Austin Brock combo. There's the KT heater.
Oh.
Okay, how does Logan? We've seen this wild movie before. He gets out of it with the triple heat check end around.
Oh. Awesome connector play right there by Logan. Triple play, and he's getting ever closer to Uno with that.
Uses Myth's own card against him too. How about that? How about that?
Gets to 3 now.
Logan inching closer. Myth, nothing. Logan for a possible. No, just runs it dry.
Ooh.
So that was definitely a check moment there. Into the deuce. No 2 combo right there. Myth able to run cleaner. Remember, he just got a little bit of momentum. He gets the switch over to the Brad blue deuce, and now he's got the lead.
That might help Logan, and yep, it does. Going up 1.
Myth looking for a possible finish. This is Myth. Here's the reverse. Looking for a check. Check it is. No call out.
Oh, nope. Yeah, just missed it, but Myth did it properly.
Well, it wouldn't matter because it was a check. The double Uno. Here we go.
Okay.
Oh, you got the wild save.
Oh, there we go.
Well, the wild save kicker and unreal. Myth gets it done. I'm going to Myth here. Myth, great wild save, man. That was definitely an executed game to the T. Other than your green +2, really clean. Double wild combo. Uses the KT Ashley to get the job done. Talk to me about how you got him off kilter with the red and blue, though. Because let's face it, when he goes to red, ironically, you were able to run a little bit more in the red, and then you got him back on the crossover to blue. Talk to me about that crossover move and getting him in a twist there for sure.
I had 2 wilds and I had 2 cards I could really use. I was like, okay, I'm in a position where I can use one of them. And then fortunately, Logan swapped over to red. And fortunately, I had a bit more red cards to use, and I had the switcher. And then I was saving the wild card for the finish.
Wild card for finish, real ammo say makes sense there. Well, I'll go to Logan here. Appreciate that, Myth. I mean, Logan, you did everything right, I thought, in terms of getting Myth off that wild card. But ultimately, if you say you had the tricolor slot machines, 777s right there, just not going to work. I appreciate the stats there. Your thoughts on... appreciate it. Your thoughts on, in this case... I guess the only thing I could say is, did you get a little bit of profit off that G+2, or was it a case of mainly numbers and you had to use the number efficiency well and you couldn't cook? Because it appears right here just didn't have much, and Myth seemed to have those 2 wilds, which isn't much, but in the grand scheme of things, when you got nothing, those 2 wilds are massive. Talk me through it. And Jay, no problem. I don't mind taking a little break. Jay, your analysis through these first 4, obviously fast and furious, but definitely right there. Yeah, I had a lot of numbers. The red blue was all I could really do the best. I was playing off the numbers with some hats. Right. Okay, got you. I mean, Jay, I got to ask right here. If you're Myth, you're in a spot right here where you're up 3-1, sure, two shots at the apple in a sense, right? You got the power play for sure, but the other shot at the apple is we know he doesn't do high stuff, and we know he loves 5 through 8, so that's in a sense a kicker. How do you try to combat that, Logan? Know that he's got the two advantages, right? That low tier he seems very good at, and also that power play. It's definitely a harder pill to swallow, especially when you don't get up 2-2. And we know these games can end in 30 seconds for sure when he's at home.
Right. Yeah. My analysis, through these first 4 games, no, it's the pace has been nothing short of blistering. I mean, like you called it. And as we see Logan, he's got a little heat coming. Myth isn't ready for 5 cards, and now I get 4+4s. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a lethal scenario if that were to happen. But no, I mean, like I commented in my before Game 4 started, Logan's been doing a pretty good job. Not really cracking under the pressure, and making like he's not really making any solid mistakes. Myth isn't either. And he's been real reliant on just what he knows how to do, just go low. And if the formula works, why break away from it? And now that we're going into Game 5, and it's going to be Myth's call, and both players still got the power play. But of course, Myth, he'll go back into his beloved low card start territory, and maybe trying to get the upper hand on Logan and truly put him away for sure, and move on to the next round to face Vapor. That's going to be both these guys' goals. But Myth, with it at his call, this win right here could seal it up for him, and he'll really be moving on thanks to that.
Yeah, of course, got to get the 5. But Coach, I mean, we're going to do a little ref interlude. What have you been seeing from a ref perspective, man? You coach basketball. Is this what you call fast break O? I mean, this has been something.
Absolutely. They like to say they have to get out and run. That's the coach talk. Get out, you might make some mistakes here and there, but most of the time you're going to be out there and you're going to be ahead of the game, and that's what I think both of them are doing right now.
Absolutely, and it's good defense from Logan, but it's better transition offense in the old coach terms, right, for Myth. He's just been able to get to those fast breaks quicker and get to the layup line, right? You can get a layup on a fast break, money all day, put it in. All right, let's do it, though. Myth's call. Coach, go for the honors, my friend. Game 5. We're going to Myth.
All right, fellas, let's do it. How many cards?
I'm going to go for 6.
All right,
we knew this was coming. Here we go. This could go quick, JT. The gambling. Let's match the Myth Classic, right, Jay? Just go low and let it flow. Here we go. Goes for the red 8. We'll start with background. Buckle up. This could go quick.
Yep, he's choosing low, but he ain't going to go slow. You know that. It's not a slow cooker kind of match here.
We ain't stewing, but call me dough. We go to a Trips 8, Retro 8, back to the LA into Camaro. We're spinning bars. Give me a chocolate bar. Logan draws. Here comes Myth. Let's see what he's got in the back end. Let's see. Double play into the 0 drip. Already at that finish. It goes to blue on the wrist.
Great switch. Great switch with the zeros. You don't see that happen too often, but Logan, he was able to capitalize.
ISO play there. Myth going to get the top decker. Does he have a 7 heaven? No. That'll be something.
As that is the card that Logan defeated to get to this round, Lane Sanders.
Yep, Lane obviously lost there. He's had a good season to start the year. Logan 4-1 to start the year, 3-1 for Myth. It's crazy, JT. There's a stat going on right here. Everybody that's made into the Elite 8 so far, excluding myself, either lost round 1 in March or round 2. The only way that trend breaks tonight is if Logan or Jay Caesar would win, as they both made Sweet 16s. Monkey and Myth lost round 1 and 2 respectively in March, so that's something to keep in mind. Of course, the Masters class will keep going no matter what, but this class could be decided depending if Myth gets it done, and then that means if Myth does win, Vets will also continue to roll and flow.
Oh, looks like a triple play.
Yeah, there's a little bit of those house notes done. We go into a triple Goldie, Talera to ALP, off the old Carson reverse, which was left open, so Logan will run through that door, but Myth up 2 possessions, looking to go up 3 or 4 right here. Let's see. He'll go up to 4 possessions with the, of course, double layer skip, ice down with gone. We go back to Chomik and we're rolling and going.
Yeah, Logan definitely not out of this. Myth has to draw back, so could give some more life to Logan here. He's got more, weapons to use. He can, keep on working his way down. Looks like green isn't what Myth is liking right now. Oh, but he's able to switch it off though.
Yep, into Vapor, into Steven. I felt that he says. He felt the switch. Okay, a little bit of that feeler right there, and already up the grim. But once again, JT, the key here, I think, in this series, it's very important to know as we go back to green, who's going to get that PA? That possession arrow could be key. Is Myth with the undercut, the red from the green. Logan can run. We go into Zach, into Allen. Myth down into Pier as we continue to roll and flow.
Yeah,
Back to the green tap. Yes.
Whoa!
Does
I
Myth
was
have a
gonna say
4-0?
we nearly went around the rainbow and had some skills with the twos, but then over into cap green.
Logan.
Delivering more heat. Check that out to get the 2 by Logan.
Man. Goes for the plus 4. I thought for a second he had finished the game right there. I lost track of the score, Jay. That's how fast these guys are going. Sometimes my mind was thinking faster than my heart there in a sense. All right. Here comes Myth with a chance to respond. Go back to yell. Yeah, for real. For a little bit. You got me going.
That helped him. That helped Logan.
Myth had to make the switch for a reason. Let's see. Back to... Whoa.
Okay. He just caught it. He got it anyway.
I don't think that would have made a difference, right? Because, yeah, it didn't matter, right? Because Red won. Crazy. Well, Logan, that's a big one. We'll go to you here first, man. That was insane. +4, banks on some number E-fish to get the job done. I gotta ask, did you top deck some of the draws? And thoughts to me about trying that ISO game, because ironically, that blue 7 that Myth did, he let you wash the blues down, and all of a sudden, that reverse was a chance to run through the door. We've seen it be 50-50 run through those doors on those reverse openers. What was clicking right there? Was that a top deck draw city, or top deck +4 was it into draw city where you're able to ISO out and play number of fish? Let me know. Myth, a game right there where I'll ask you 2 questions. One, you left it open on the reverse. Usually you would think no one would run through the door. Understandable. But he ran through the door. What kind of adjustment do you make to make sure you don't leave those doors open in the future so you don't get closed off in this case? And your thoughts on, it's kind of crazy, man, despite this game being quick and whatnot, it's been pretty clean on the ammo distribution. Yeah, it's been a game of runs. How do you try to adapt to the runs here to get the 4-2, especially with the 1 power play still lurking?
Yeah, I was like, when I played the reverse, I was like, okay, this could be an opportunity to get to a different color because like I had every color but blue. And at the start, I only had like 2 colors I could use. And, like most of the game, I was just like stuck on 2 colors I could use, sometimes a third one.
Yeah, it's you hear it here first, JT. He said, okay, what we got? Green was covered, man. I got so many greens during I drop, but that +4 there was held a bit. But yeah, I think the free meant the large amounts of green. I helped as a limited use when I let the finish clean game. Yeah, you could see it, Jay. When it's covered like that, especially with all those numbers in your back pocket, it's tough because with no double numbers, you could kind of play with all singular numbers. You got to be really tricky and walk the tightrope. And Logan walked the tightrope there to get the job done. That was some master class top form right there.
Oh, I mean, that was a good form of playing by Logan. I mean, even just getting to one single color, like, it is a good play in itself, in my opinion, because, you know, like, even though, like, if your opponent, you know, switches off of a different, you know, color or whatever, I mean, if you got the numbers all in a single color, you can just revert back to, you know, that color, keep on working it down. But anyway, that number efficiency, you know, is ultimately what saved him, even though it wasn't on the green. So, I mean, even though it's not a color connection, the number connection can definitely help you out.
Yeah, this is going to be I mean, it's going to come, like I said, it's going to come down to the, in my opinion, JT, it's going to come down to 2 things. How does Logan, I think, in my opinion, I'm starting to see him, he's pushing, he talked about keep you on your toes, push the aggression. And how does Myth stay that clean? Because all it takes is one mistake, just leaving a simple opener on a reverse, and that momentum can shift. It's a game of runs, and when the games of runs are happening, momentum can shift. Going to be a good one here as we go back to Myth's final home game for a little bit here. And for that, we'll go to Coach. Coach, do the honors.
Fellas, great game so far. How we feeling? Let's go ahead. Let's do. Is it Myth? Let's pick a game, bud.
Yep. It's 10.
10 cards. All right. A little bit more of that upper mid. Here we go now. Not the high tier, but just the upper mid. The old premium economy, as they like to say it in the business. Let's see what happens. Red +2.
Yeah, so we're in the area where I mostly start my games with. So we'll see how well each of these players will adapt to that call. Oh,
well, we're out of that area now, Jay.
well, there we go.
we know you love doing that beloved 9-card special, and 9, 8, 7, 10. Usually that's where you're. Well, how about that? How about we match it and go back to red? Good.
Yeah,
Lord.
triple and triple each one.
Triple it up, man. Let's see what will happen. 6 plays right there and 1, and we go into Logan's car. Let's see if that's the right number, though, that he landed on. Myth, you know he'll switch it when he can. You know he will switch it when he can. Let's see. Well, that's not what I thought, but okay.
No, so that's way different. It's fine though. Okay. I mean, nothing wrong with drawing back.
But is it a good move on the number efficiency? That's going to be the key, Jay. How do you walk that tightrope? Right now, he's walking it pretty good.
And it's still rolling, but although Logan, I mean, we saw him, use that number efficiency to a T to get that win, but now Myth's going to switch it up himself, so that could help him out.
So I pull the pin there and it'll go 1 up. Yep. Here comes Myth looking to roll. We'll go down to the Gangsta 1. Number of fish got. In the Nick, up to the top.
Yep, right there with the Nick 9, Myth gets down to 2 with that 6 for M.
There you go, Jay. Starting to get the hang of them cards. Here comes Myth. Is it a finish? Does he have the finisher? No, but a heater.
It's a he wants that yellow. Does Logan have anything to maybe switch back? He draws him back, though.
That's all you need, right? Stay alive. Keep it alive. Myth obviously is going to have something there. Does he have any more in that top decker, though, for bet back to check?
What an excellent way to save it.
Wrong number.
Another switch over into the nom 4. Logan plays it cool, though. What's going to happen here? Oh.
Nothing. And that's what you want to see from both there. Just to get
Almost
that out of that.
it.
Yeah, just to get out of that draw city, see how it goes, and just pray for no toppers. That's, going to leave the reverse open similar to that last game, but no one can run through it. Fast and Furious, Jay. That's the way we like it here tonight.
Yeah, and there's that 7. So yeah, no, they're not going to make a reverse connection with that one. Logan's got another top deck into a Brad too.
Jay, I was just thinking about this, and Coach did a good job mentioning this. The power play, right? It's still out there, and you got to think here. If you're Myth,
Yes.
do you want to go 4-2, or do you save it? If you're Logan, you try to win one on the yeah, for sure. So you try to win one naturally and keep it cool, and well, there's a little bit of pull the pin moment. Let's see how this one goes.
Yeah, I mean, you think if you're Logan, you're down 3-2. I mean that it might be ideal, but Myth, I mean he's only 1 win away. He might try and do it too, but there's a switch into the Stingray 5. Good aggressive play by Logan.
Yeah, into the old Sting 5 now. Here comes Myth. Does he respond with the yellow +4 heater?
Oh, what a stinger play!
In the dark, we go to Brian now. Does Logan have a 9 for a backdoor efficient play? Let's find out. Let's see. Does he go backdoor efficiency, or does he just pull the pin on a +4? Yep, cross back.
Whoa! Can you imagine this?
We've seen plenty of those moments, Jay. Trust me, this is just part of the sequel here. Back to green. There it is. In this comic. Does Logan have a crossover back? He'll go for the double. Lazer into cap. An eye for an eye, says short. How does Myth try to tear up those eyes a little bit, make it a little watery here, Jay, for sure. Allergy season.
Yeah, we thought Myth was going to freeze Logan right there, but Logan comes back with a double. But here's an aggressive switch.
He's freezing us with these switches. We'll see. Goes into red to appear. Logan, +4 heater for the win.
Game 7.
How did he get out of
Here
that
we
one?
come.
Well, yeah. Picked up. Oh my God.
2 +4s in that
Timing.
+4 that
Timing.
Myth made him draw.
Timing. All timing. That was all timing. 100%. What cards did you have? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my
Honestly,
goodness, we saw Logan kind of read this a bit. I mean, he said before the game started, like, what would it be if we were to start with 5 cards and I end up with 4+4s. He got 2.
Yeah, of course. Best of 9. Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
wow.
long way to go.
Yeah, it's already incredible. Like the hype is definitely real.
Oh, we'll see what Logan said. See, he said the last 2 cars were a green skip and green 4 play. 2+, man, that's something, Jay. 2+4s off that. That's a back end type of game on the ammo. Think about it then on the +4s at least, because the front end of this game there was nothing cooking. Myth, I gotta ask, man. Though the game was over if you had done that power play on that yellow wild. Why hold off on that then? Because you could have you felt confident to save it because you felt he didn't have much going on, or did you say, you know what, I'd rather just keep it for the right time? Because we've always talked about sometimes can burn players. Thoughts on saving that wild yellow, no power play?
I just felt like it was a bit early. Like I'd rather have it for like a game 5 finish or like keeping myself alive in the competition. And I was like, I didn't feel like it. I was like, might have been too early.
Interesting. I mean, we talk about this all the time, Jay, with the power play. When's the right moment? When's the right time to blink on it? I don't think anybody expects you to do, and I see where Mitt's coming from, right? You're up 3-2. There hadn't been many cards played to that point. Well, surely there's no other wild card. But sometimes you take that risk of, did you cover off the... You got to go through the process, right? Does that player have a +2? Is there a reverse end meta? Reverse skip meta to end your... It's so many progressions you got to go through. And for Mitt there, you think 10 cards start, now many cards? He did everything right. But then all of a sudden, you got to go through that last progression because he had that dose wild. And unfortunately, the +2 saved Logan there. Even almost got killed with the number of efficiency going back to blue 4. Talk to me about the progression, man, as a player. How hard it is to run this mid-tier efficiency. Because not a lot of guys do 7 to 10 religiously. I know you're one of those guys that does it, though. Talk me through it.
Oh, no, it's I mean, nothing wrong with switching up with something out of your comfort zone. I mean, like I mentioned before we started this series tonight, with Myth. I mean, he loves to go rapid fire, really quick pace, and Logan, trying to brainstorm and maybe think outside the box of how he can get Myth off balance. I mean, that's one of those things that he is strategizing. And no, Logan, you're good. I'm just analyzing your play through this series.
I may have asked you a question, but I'm not gonna lie, I forgot. I'll ask you another one. Keep going, Jay.
Oh, of course, no, but like that's one of the things that I'm witnessing that that Logan is doing, sometimes outside of his norm. I mean that might do big favors for you, and it proved to be true in Game 6. But now it's both players have each other's on the ropes. Like the excitement is building up. I can definitely feel it.
Well, I guess the only question I really have, because you kind of answered it with a 2-point. There's no question. That's just the ice out moment. You matched Myth with it. That was a pretty cool play. Was that a case of a little mirror playing right? Whenever he goes left, you go right. Is that a case of you wanted to push the aggression in a counter move? Because you talked about being the first guy, but in a sense, you almost let Myth blink first. Talk to me how you let Myth blink first on that first triple and responded back to get him crossed up right there. That's all I really got, because you answered the other question, but that was off the 2+4s with the Myth +4. I really was going to be my other question, how you're going to enable that, but I probably had a better question. But I'll keep it simple here. And Jay, I mean, like you said, it's best of 3. So, coach said that. But still, it's best of 3. It's time to roll. And you have nothing to lose here, nothing to gain, in a sense
and
of...
both power plays are on the table, too.
Yeah, you got to go all in. Ship's all in. We all know it's going to be Myth here on the road. But, man, this is a crucial moment now because Logan's still home court. I like playing guns blazing, love the aggression, got to make that statement. Hit him with the triple, push him back with a triple of my own, and go on the old holster right there. I know Myth is somewhat fearful of what can do, so I'm playing house money. Diablo. We ain't in the Diablo region. We're going guns blazing. We're letting those ponies run free. Hair down back. All right, let's run it clean. Let's go to Game 7. Coach, for that, it's back to Logan. Do the honors, my friend.
Logan, my guy. What do you want?
Real quick, just to make it clean here, it's going to be no 6, 8, and 10. Always got to mention that for sure, Coach. Keep that in mind.
Okay, I got you. My bad. in the
You good? You
flesh.
good? Yeah, wait. Make sure we get those players know what's up for sure.
All right, we'll start with a 9.
All right. Well, Jay, this is your start, Jay. You get the opening call.
Yep, here we go. Logan starts it up. Got a skipper. So
Well,
this could be interesting right there. That's Myth's own card. Would you imagine that? But now Logan, he's gonna be says hi to Myth. But now down to the JT5, still a simple play. Still gonna calmly work it down here, and then maybe save the stingers for the very end. But now Myth goes up.
Yeah, we'll go into that red 5 now.
Yep, over
Oh,
to DJ.
man,
Oh, look at that triple to leave into the KT blue.
Yeah, this is what we talked about, that aggression, right? Pop it off. And, Coach, I'm going to interlude you here. We talk about aggression all the time, man. There it is. Logan on display.
Yeah, man, you can't the timing is the biggest factor in this. When do you use this? When do you use that card? When do I play this +4? When I play this skip? It's all about timing, and I think they have it down to a science almost.
Timing is... And they know how to play this. And then, Jay, they know how to play this quick echo chamber pace as we go ditto. We go into the bow tie 2, which was the awful play from Myth earlier as he draws back and Logan continues to run. It's all about that timing, man. Myth's continuing to draw right here.
Oh, as Logan switches it up right here. I mean, keep both power plays are still on the table. Logan's so close now, Bob, but he can't do anything.
Nah, he's just going to be content to draw back. For now. Hold on. Hold the phone.
Yeah, could get a top deck and aggressively switch it. Oh, there's one.
No, that's not... Yeah, he wants to see if Myth run through that door. Let's see. If Myth does, he could tie the game up in one fell swoop.
Oh, yeah, he does.
One fell swoop or tied, just like that.
Yep, that excellent triple play. I mean, that reverse was left open. Myth had that card.
Oh, power play is going for it.
Power play by Logan.
You got to go for it. Take the lead 4-3. That's what Logan's going to do right here. +4. You know what? I don't mind.
That is it, buddy. That is it.
Jay, it's best of 9.
Oh, it's 9. Oh, man. That is it for that game.
Yeah, best of 9 tonight. Jay, you're good, man. Don't worry about it. Okay. Logan with a big move there. I got to ask, man, before that power play right there, once again, you stuck to what you were going to do. That crazy aggression. There it is. You go for the blue, but you got a little bit icy, a little bit maybe on that +2 from Myth. Did you get a top decker +4 from that +2, or was it just a good save of ammo control? Myth wants to know too. Sting does the adage. See what Logan will say here. Myth, I'll go to you here. I'll wait. But I want to know if that +4 came to before I ask you a question. But right now, Jay, we'll fill some dead air here while Logan types.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a great power play. You gotta think of... Hold on. Just getting lucky. Getting a +4 in your Logan car. I got it right at the end. There's a lot and I taunted him with that reverse to put him in that green, which... so a little bit of... Hey, you know what? I'm going to bite on the apple, and he did. Okay, so... We saw that earlier. Myth... Fair play then, right? In a sense where... He's been able to just force you into these plays where he hasn't closed off the reverses, and guess what? You ran through it. Why run through it there? Did you just feel a sense of run was coming on that green, or you ran through it because you had a sense in the case of saying, hey, you know what? If I run through it here, maybe I'm one turn away, and you just felt the itch to get to Uno was more than taking the time, I guess. Talk me through that one.
I was thinking, maybe I can run through, maybe have an opportunity to switch it up.
I got you. All right. Well, another thing I'll ask you then, Myth. Second question here is: it appears he didn't get the +2 off that. The +2. You play that +2 in the yellow. Did you have something where you could have maybe did a topper earlier on the blue? Maybe you could have saved the blue and had topped it a little bit later. Maybe just draw a little bit to get him working, or did you just feel content to play that +2 because that was the only ammo you had? Send him back and then pray from there.
I was that was one of the few ammos I had, and I was kind of hoping to pull out a color switch when I played the yellow 6.
Gotcha. I mean, Jay, back to you here. You heard it right there. It's the micro margins, the micro differences. In that situation, with the power play, obviously great power play. I'm not even going to say that was.
Yeah,
that
it
what
was.
you got to do. You can't send the guy back with 4, and God forbid he gets a +4, and here we go again, right? Talk to me about, though, in this case, Jay, pulling that early power. Where do you want to be? Do you want to be the guy up in front with the advantage on the Delta 4-3, or would you rather be the guy to force the game 9 with that free power play? Where would you want to be in this situation? Would you rather be in Logan's spot up or that power play advantage in terms of myth?
I still want to go with personally. I think what Logan's doing, is good enough right there. I mean, he's still playing incredibly smart, and good on him for kind of giving Myth like a tease play kind of before fading off into another color and then using that lethal power play that did it. But you can't help picking the guy that's got currently the momentum on his side right there. Winner of the last 3 games. Although Myth can, still try and combat that, even it up, and off to game 9 we go. Still, anything's possible, but thanks Stingray for that. But I think with who's got the momentum right now, I'm picking Logan right now, but not to do favorites or anything, but just based on what I'm seeing, like that's who I'm gonna go for right now.
All right. So you're going for more of the advantage of the Delta.
Right, kind of.
This is my favorite series by far. By the way, appreciate that. And I guess now, Logan, in this situation, right? This is your first series, I believe, the tournament that's went as of now. I think where you had the advantage on at least the games, right, and the power play is in the other play. How do you try to navigate with the fact that you got the 4-3 and don't get too caught? Is it still keep that aggression, or do you say, okay, now do you even go more aggressive because you don't have it? So talk me through how you're going to change the course here as I'll interlude with Coach. Coach, we've asked this question all the times. No power play versus having a Delta on the scoreboard. Which do you think is more important here? I asked JT, he thinks Logan. What do you think?
Having the lead for sure, without a doubt. I think having that 1-game lead over having that power play, I think if I'm Myth, I feel a little bit better about this next game because you have that. But at the same time, I think Logan has the advantage because he doesn't have to play super aggressive, or he can play super aggressive going into it. I think it's going to be an absolutely great game 8, maybe even game 9. We'll see how it goes.
I'm going in for the punch. I got a lot riding this game, a lot of things I want to do this season. I'm ready to pull so I can make my friend, and hopefully. Well, remember, it doesn't matter, though, because Lazer's still on the other side, but you would basically be the one of the final 2 on that. The only way it would matter is if Myth wins, then Lazer gets it tonight on his side. But, yeah, it's... Oh, yeah, I got you. Yeah, you got to always strive for those goals for sure. All right, it's game 8. We're back to Coach. Coach, do the honors. I'm just going to do this quick little interlude here. No 6, no 8, no 9, no 10. Now, Coach, do the honors.
All right, Logan, you get... Whoa, what just happened?
You cut out there. Try again. Coach?
I just lagged. Anyways, Logan, game 8, what you want, brother?
We'll go for the... Well, we did have some Discord issues earlier today. You never know. There was a hard crash, so that makes sense. Could have been one of those jitters in that system. Regardless,
Are you
though.
ready? Let's get it going.
Yep. Coach puts us in. We'll go in 11. Here we go, Jay. Yeah, just some casual API. Just some casual.
Yep, yeah, nothing too complicated. Just to start off with a little bit of simplicity. I mean, ain't no shame in doing that. Just starting off calm here. I mean, the 14 card start that we saw earlier definitely was the highest one that we saw. I mean, we go down a little bit of it, nothing but bad there. But Myth, I mean, there's one of his aggressive heat, his switches. He's been doing that a lot tonight.
Well, live and die by the old sword, right? You live and die by it. And sometimes when you live and die by the old sword, you either profit off it or sometimes you just got to accept it. So let's see how... Oh, Myth +2. He'll go aggressive right there. So countering a little bit with Logan in the sense that he wants to go aggressive, and Logan will play cooler. Well, won't be for Myth here.
Yep, he was able to draw Logan back a couple bit.
Oh, my goodness.
Quad. How about that?
Quadzilla. Show those quads. That's what says Myth. He'll go up by 8. Man, oh man, Jay, aggressive play. Did not do the +2s either combined. So that's a little bit of that ammo control we talk about. We all know and love.
Yeah. Oh no, that's good though. I mean, you just take jabs at him little by little. You don't have to totally stack the +2s, but you can use it as part of your runs. But now there's the actually red by Logan. Does Smith have anything?
Yeah, he's okay with it because we hadn't seen red, right? So that makes sense. That opens up Pandora's. There's the +2, so that puts the game back in still Mitt's possession, but Logan inching a little closer. 2 freshies, you never know what you get off that. Logan draws, here comes Myth.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because Logan wanted the Reds initially, but now there's the Rocky Top Rogers board that Myth plays.
Rocky Top, and he goes for a double play. In the flesh. Let's see if Myth's going to have something in the flesh for the finish. Here he goes. Logan, no Logan power play, too, so he goes for a double. But that's got to be a clue. Got to be a clue there, Jay, right? No power plays. That's what makes you think. Now Logan's got to stop and think, because he didn't use the power play. Is he trying to save it, or does he have the finish? And that's going to be the key here for Logan. He's got to think about this one. He's going to think about just thinking it's clean. Is it the right call, though?
Yes, it was.
Wrong number again. It was the right call.
Yeah.
But it's the wrong number.
That number efficiency.
Wow.
Like Logan. Yeah, Logan, he won on the number efficiency one game, and now he's lost one the same way this series.
I think this is... I think actually it was Myth actually won 2, because I remember it was the blue 2 column. Now it's game 9. Myth, that has got to be... I got to go Logan. Not Myth. Logan, that's got to be crushing, man. Everything you did there, I could tell a little lacking on the hand, but everything was working, just the raw number. You just got to chalk it up to, hey, you know what? I had the right read. It came down to that's just an unfortunate. Of any number, you pick a 6, we're going to maybe draw City. Who knows? Talk to me about just that tough loss, and now how you going to try to get... That's a momentum stealer for Myth. How you try to get it back for this game? Now you're winner take all. Myth, I'm not even going to lie, man. That was an absolute steal. You stole that one. Take the money in the run. Solid hand, though. Why aggressive on that quad play, man? Well, really, you were aggressive on... Really, you did a 6-bagger, right? You started off that initial +2, and then do a little bit for the quad play. Talk to me about the aggression. Half your cards off the docket right there. Well, more than half because it was an 11-card start. Getting Logan into that echo chamber himself where he's got to rethink his reads and getting that steal because now you have the power play advantage for sure.
Yeah, so I was like, I saw the 2 +2s. I was like, no way I'm going to have them play right next to each other. I didn't want to play both of them at the same time. I've been more ammo for Logan. So I just like spread out my usage and then like took it as a way transition to yellow, and then I just rolled with the flow from there.
Roll with the flow. I mean, yeah, absolutely. We'll go over to Logan here. I mean, he said it's just a bit unfortunate, Jay, right? That now he's got that power play. I was saying something with that blue to green, which he didn't have a lot, but I just couldn't get to. A bit scary, but I'm not getting, of course. So that blue to green. So Logan, talk to me about when were you setting up that blue to green? Was it off that blue deuce? Over here, right? Was that where you're talking about the blue to green? I just want to get a bird's eye view of what you're talking about. That's interesting. So you're definitely trying to play 2-color ISO ball. Hope that Myth maybe wouldn't have blue and green. And ironically, I mean, he really didn't have any green at all, I don't think. Man, Myth didn't have a single green. Really only had He only had 2 reds and no green. Wow. So that's interesting, Jay. So Myth really only had the 2 reds. It's just that is going to be an insane one, man. That's going to be an insane one to think about now of this game 9 because you look at the way this the setting is. Now Logan's without the power play, but he's got to understand the reads, how to play differently, use a wild into new. Okay, understandable. So that's a little bit of defensive tactics for sure. So how do you understand, Jay, from that perspective when it's 2-color ISO ball? I want the fans to know before we get this game 9. How do you try to get the game 9, or how do you try to get the 2-color ISO out of your head? Because that's not an easy thing to get around. But at the same time, if you have Myth who's being aggressive with the power play, he can either turn the wick up or he can let Logan run the pace. That's the decision he's got to make. Talk to us three. We've all been to this game, 7s, 9s, 11s, even 13s. Go for it.
Oh, totally. Yeah, we were at the pinnacle of this whole series. I mean, this one's going to be for all the marbles. But no, I mean, plays like that, ISOing. I mean, even just on one color or two color. I mean, props to Logan for sticking with it. I mean, even though that that number efficiency is ultimately you could your hindsight is 20/20 and that goes, but. Like that play in itself, I don't blame for using it all. I mean, if you feel like that's what you got to do to, give yourself the upper hand or at least try and take it back, I mean, go for it. But no, I mean, game 9, pretty much, mano y mano, and it's gonna be a real good fight for this one.
Well, it's game 9, Coach. I mean, what a series. What's your thoughts before we enter, man? Just from a perspective, man. A little off the table perspective. What have you been seeing here? What do you think is going to be the one man that's going to dominate this game 9? Give me a call right here.
Well, I mean, what else do you want from a round of 16 matchup? I mean, this is exactly the type of matchup that you would like. I mean, I think Logan said it best. This is a 3-minute average to game time. The longest is 6.5 minutes. I mean, that's insane in the matchup we have. I mean, I'm kind of speechless here. Myth has the call here.
And power play, yep.
And power play. It's up. I think this is all Myth right now, and we were thinking it was Logan's, but I say let's do it. I say it's momentum shift down the Myth.
Yeah, that's 7. I mean, if we look back this game, we're gonna look back to those 2 games where Myth was able just to get the right number at the right time, right place, right time, and if Logan gets to me, we're going to look back to that power play in game number 7 to get the momentum. That's going to be the defining thing. We have our defining moments. Now it comes down to the game 9. All in, stakes on the line. Novice class possibly up for battle if Logan wins. We keep it rolling. If Myth wins, Lazer crowned novice champ. It's time to get down to business. And for that, it's Myth's final call. No 7, no 14, no 12, 11. Coach, take us home.
All right, Myth. There we go, man. Go home. Win and go home. Let's do it. How many cards?
All right. I'm going to go for 8.
Crazy 8s, mid-tier, no sender. You wouldn't think a sender would be coming. It's Myth. You know how he likes to play it. Here we go. Oh my, Jay, that's a great start.
That could be magical for Myth. He's been known to really connect these +2 starts. He's done it plenty of times so far. Will he be able to do it this time or just keep it simple? He just keeps it simple. JT5.
Blue 7 now, 2 up this time. Mid drawing early. What does Logan got? Blue deuce. Myth drawing again. Here comes Logan. Does he have any more? Ooh, he's going to open it up there here, Jay.
Yeah, he opens it for Myth. I mean, I was going to say that might be what Myth wants there.
Oh, wait a minute. He does. Wait a minute. Self ISO?
Oh, he only just had the one green and play. Oh, and a double switch.
My gosh, this is crazy stuff. That is. Go ahead, Coach. Go ahead.
Drip over into Grim and Monkey.
Oh boy, this really could be a game of who's saving up the run and numbers right here. Let's see. Myth plays it clean. Logan's still nothing now. Myth with all the momentum after that yellow switch was risky, but he goes to red. There's Pandora's. Oh my goodness!
I don't get the switching while they're drawing.
Myth trying to pull the aggression. I mean, I guess you understand from Myth with the power play perspective. We'll see. Here he comes. There he advances a level into Sanford.
That's his second Sanford 6 that he's had.
Oh, it's all numbers. It's all numbers, Riders. It's going to be who pulls the pin last. Here comes Myth.
Doing something.
No power.
How about that?
He didn't.
Incredible.
That is incredible. I'm at a loss. Yo, that is why Myth. That is risky. I'm not going to lie. You have the winner,
and he delivers that stat even after he wins.
Yeah, that is living on a prayer, buddy. Nice 1 minute win there, by the way, under 2 minutes. Get the rematch with Vapor, man. Was that mainly a number? That had to be a number game, right? Did you feel aggressive with the? I just want to know why the switching, man. I thought I didn't mind the switching because you don't even use it though. What was the call behind that? That is a crazy call. I don't know what to say.
So yeah, pretty much mostly had the reds and the yellows. I didn't really have much from the green and the blue. So at the end I was just rolling on the reds and the yellows. Once I had the yellows, I was able to switch over to the red and ran it from there.
I'll get you that inside on Vapor in a second. I'll go to Logan. Logan, awkward hand. I was going to say, man, there's nothing you could have done there. I'm going to assume the connectors were just self-reverses, maybe. Just you couldn't. That is. Yeah, that's a hand that it's actually not a bad hand if you know how to work on it's basically a poker hand. You got to know how to work on the full houses. You got to know how to work on double numbers. But even then, I don't think you could have did much there. What do you take away? Obviously, we're going to look back and say those 2 wins where he just got the lucky 7-2 made the difference. But what do you take away from this going 9 at least in this round compared to getting swept as you look to build momentum starting New Year 4-2 in T3? Jay, we talked about this series would be a doozy. I did not have Myth winning the series when he could have finished the game on a power play after the red 6 on my bingo card. That was not on my card. I'm not going to lie. That's risky for sure, but you go for it.
Oh no, totally. Yeah, I mean, just what an incredible way to end just an incredible series. Like, and with Myth, keeping that power play away, tucked in his back pocket. It turns out he didn't quite need it after all. I mean, but fair play to him, for still making it work and just doing it the old-fashioned way. Just that this power play is a whole new element to the game, and just big brain plays by everybody all around. I mean, Logan had some good moves and good plays tonight, but yeah, that final one by Myth was just to put the final nail in the coffin, and well deserved though. He'll get that rematch for Vapor that he's been looking to get back to for a long time. And man, just 2 speed demons going hard at it for the trophy. Just can't ask for anything more entertaining. That was fun to see.
I mean, there's nothing bad with the game. I think I'm very clear, Sean. Maybe recognize that's 2 wins off note. Yeah, for sure. Maybe it's karma for the games I've won the very same way. Back-to-back 16s, making this one to the last game. I think this is the experience I want. I'm all ready to continue to push the first player. I was in the shadow. This is a new me, and it's only the beginning for me. All right, appreciate that. I agree. I think it's just really becoming a case. You got to think, JT, of these new players coming out. Really, the guys, really just the guys that really were the novice class and rookies last year. Now in these novice classes, they continue to fight. So Lazer will win the class. That's now confirmed. I got to go to Myth. Myth, we all know what's coming, man. Down 4-2, last strike, down your last out, against Vapor, Jungle July, a Masquerade May, to get to that big moment in the lead. That was the Sweet 16 game with you and Vape. You know the rematch is coming. What are you expecting, my friend? This is going to be Myth Vapor round 2 that went 9. How do you expect it? This time with 2 power plays, though, instead of 1.
All right, I got a few stats on this. Firstly, the stakes are going to be a lot higher because it's the deciding match for the Final Four. That's going to be a tougher match. 2 power plays as well, where I haven't used a power play all tournament. So that's going to change next round for sure. And then I just hope I don't fail the rematch again because last tournament I lost to Captain, which was a rematch. So it better not be a rematch curse.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a case of. Thank you, Myth, for those thoughts. I think it's going to be a case of speed demons on that one. A little bit of wild stuff too. I think we could see the ammo control. It's going to be a really crazy game, in my opinion, in terms of who can really find a rematch. That was on an old bot, just a new bot. So, Jay, I don't even know what to say, man. What your final thoughts on this? This was a crazy one. Before I go to the schedule here and the updated bracket.
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, Yeah, this was definitely one of the more funner matches I've ever seen. I mean, and the closer that we get to the Final Four and then the finale itself, I mean, the pivotal moments you're just going to keep on racking up. And I mean, I guess I kind of am eating my words a bit with saying that Logan had the advantage and kind of like the favorite with him winning games 5, 6, and 7, in incredible style. But I mean, Myth, he was down, he was down by 1 and, needed that extra bit of magic to take games 8 and 9. And he used that as fire and momentum. And he found the drive that he needed to. My respect for both these players just definitely went up. I mean, Myth in particular, though, just going to get to play that epic matchup against Vapor. We'll see how that one goes. But yeah, definitely one of the best ones I've been up here for sure.
Yeah, I'll have Short check the stats and match results. It looks good, but I'll let Short check that. Let's go to the schedule. Let's go to the bracket. And man, looking at the schedule, obviously we know one last game going to be Caesar. I just want to do a quick schedule update. Obviously that will not start at 8:30. That's probably going to be closer now. I thought it would finish at 8 o'clock, so that might be 9:15 now. And then for the bracket, well, it's Vapor versus Mitz. It's the old 5-6. I've got to do some research, and I'm going to do some quick research on what seed they were the last time they played. I'm going to do that a little bit later. So that way I get some preemptive notes, but I feel it was very similar in seeding because they weren't top seeds at the same time in that Sweet 16. So how funny that Lightning could strike twice where they were a little bit higher on the seeds. That's something to note moving forward. But tonight, it was a speed demon last on the brakes. We'll let these guys say their quotes in a second, but it was Myth using that power play advantage that he had in Game 9, but icing out the fans for never using it to get the win. What a sequence. He said it himself. 3rd win in a row. Goose on the power play. Unbelievable. Finds a way to win the OG style, even in a league where it's all modern. Congratulations to the Myth, the legend, for Logan. What a great... Oh, actually, I'll read the quote before we go. I mean, again, wow, it's harsh to get so close to my first day and lose it. There's nothing to be upset about with this law. I don't think I made mistakes that that pass would have made me. Mitch has got those tight wins with those numbers. I had no way to predict. I think Myth and I are truly forming some sort of rivalry. All of our matches have been why one. And while Myth may have won where it mattered the most, I know we're both capable of doing well. Just like the last tournament, I'm shaking this off. I'm going to enter next tournament ready to hopefully make another push deep into the league. Yeah, that's the way to do it. And we've seen this, Jay. It's only April. There's time, and especially if you got 4 or 3 wins to start the year, that makes a difference, man. It's always good to go to 2 Sweet 16s when a lot of guys haven't been there. There's only a few guys that have done that in the league so far this year. It helps your consistency metric. But that's going to do it for me. And JT, I want to thank him as my co-com. Coach for repping. We're going to see Coach honestly commentating in about an hour. So that's fun. He's going to take off his referee jumpsuit and put the suit on in the commentary booth. Can't wait for that. For Shorty P and for the fans out there, of course, I'll be on Andy, Logan, Myth, the players, Nam, and Stingray. Appreciate you guys. Know Ed was here as well. We'll see him in the E8. Congratulations one more time to Myth. He'll get the job done. I also want a special shout out to Lazer Hulo as well, who just won the novice class, his first ever class win. Congratulations. Lazer Hulo gets novice. Myth continues to roll, and he'll keep it rolling in the veterans class as well with Edward Ziemba and potentially Monkey if he can beat Caesar. We'll see how that one goes a little bit in less than an hour. For all of us, thank you for tuning out, and we'll see you for the round finale. Do I need to say any more? Caesar, Monkey, Caesar. Buckle up. See you in an hour. This has been a presentation of MRE Division 1.